Good day, everyone. Let me ask you something right now. Have you ever set a goal when you were feeling pumped up, excited, full of energy, ready to take on the world? And then, a few days later, that fire just burned out? You skipped the workout. You didn't write that page. You didn't follow through. That's the story of motivation for many people. It shows up like a wave, strong and powerful, but then disappears just as quickly. And that's where this conversation begins. What really drives success? Motivation or discipline? Let's break it down. 1. What is motivation? Motivation is your why. It's that internal drive, that feeling of excitement, that emotional boost that gets you started. Maybe it's the thought of getting healthier, becoming financially free, proving someone wrong, or proving yourself right. Motivation is powerful. It's what makes you sign up for the gym, write down your goals, or start learning something new. But here's the catch. Motivation is temporary. It's based on how you feel, and our feelings can change by the hour. One day you're inspired. The next day, you're tired. One morning, you feel like a warrior. By evening, you feel like quitting. That's the problem with relying solely on motivation. It doesn't last. 2. What is discipline? Now let's talk about discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's your how. It's setting a plan, sticking to it, and showing up, no matter what. If motivation is the spark, then discipline is the fuel that keeps the fire burning. It's not exciting. It's not glamorous, but it's consistent. Discipline is waking up early when the bed feels warm. It's practicing your craft when no one is watching. It's saving money instead of spending it on instant pleasure. It's sticking to the routine when your mind is screaming for a break. Discipline doesn't rely on emotion. It relies on decision. You make a commitment and you follow through. Simple as that. 3. Why we need both, but can't rely on one? Motivation is like the wind. It's nice when it blows, but you can't count on it. Discipline is like rowing. Slow, steady, reliable. Yes, motivation helps you start, but discipline helps you finish. The most successful people in the world, whether athletes, authors, entrepreneurs, or leaders, don't just chase motivation. They build habits. They stay consistent. They know that every day won't feel great, but every small action matters. The role of habits and systems. Here's where it all comes together. The goal isn't to be motivated every day. That's unrealistic. The goal is to create systems that keep you going when motivation disappears. Habits are built through discipline, not through emotion. Think of brushing your teeth. You don't need motivation to brush your teeth every morning. You just do it. It's automatic. That's what we want to create in other areas of life, whether it's studying, training, saving, creating. Make it part of your routine. Remove the need for constant motivation. Build a habit so strong that it becomes your new normal. The power of a simple rule. Let me give you a simple rule that works. Don't rely on feelings. Rely on commitment. Create a plan. Start on Smell. Make it daily. Track your progress. And no matter what, show up. Because every time you show up without motivation, you're training your brain to be disciplined. You're telling yourself, I don't wait for perfect conditions. I create them. That is real power. 6. Start small and specific. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to change everything at once. They get excited and say things like, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m., go to the gym, start a business, eat clean, and write a book. All starting Monday. Sounds impressive, right? But by Wednesday, they're burned out. Instead, start small. Very small. Discipline is a muscle. You have to build it gradually. Want to read more? Start with 2 pages a day. Want to exercise? Begin with 10 minutes daily. Want to wake up earlier? Set your alarm 15 minutes earlier, not 2 hours. Make your goal so simple you can't say no. This builds confidence, and confidence leads to momentum. 7. Create a routine that supports discipline. Discipline thrives in structure. You can't just wing it every day and expect consistency. Set specific times for your key habits. Designate a space where you work, study, or train. Use a simple schedule or habit tracker. When you create a routine, you reduce decision fatigue. You don't have to think about doing it. You just follow the plan. Think of top athletes, writers, or entrepreneurs. They don't wait for the mood. They follow a system. Your brain learns to expect what's next, and that creates powerful momentum. 8. Use the 2-minute rule. This is a simple but powerful strategy. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. And if you're struggling to start a big habit, begin with just 2 minutes. Examples: want to journal? Write just one sentence. Want to start working out? Put on your workout clothes and stretch for 2 minutes. Want to clean? Start with just one drawer. Why does this work? Because starting is the hardest part. Once you begin, it's easier to keep going. Discipline isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing something consistently. 9. Set clear, measurable. Goals discipline needs direction. You can't stay committed to a vague idea like, I want to be better, or I want to be successful. You need clear goals like, I will write for 15 minutes every morning. I will drink 2 liters of water per day. I will study English vocabulary for 20 minutes after lunch. Clear goals give your discipline a target to hit. When you know exactly what you're aiming for, you're more likely to stay consistent. 10. Remove distractions and triggers. Let's be honest, staying disciplined is hard in a world full of distractions. Social media, notifications, Netflix, snacks, laziness. These are the silent killers of your focus. So, set yourself up for success. Put your phone on airplane mode when you're working. Turn off notifications during focused time. Keep your workspace clean and free from distractions. Make it easier to do what matters. Make it harder to give in to what doesn't. Discipline is not just about willpower, it's about environment design. 11th, track your progress. Here's a simple trick that makes a big difference. Track your streak. Use a notebook, calendar, or app. Every day you stick to your habit, put a check mark. Why does this matter? Because progress is visible. And when you see that streak, you won't want to break it. Even if it's just one small action per day, you're creating a pattern of success. And those patterns, they become your lifestyle. 12. Forgive failure, but stay accountable. You will slip. You will miss a day. That's okay. Discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about not quitting. If you miss one day, don't miss 2. Learn the lesson, forgive yourself, and get back on track. The worst thing you can do is give up just because you weren't perfect. The best thing you can do is show up again, stronger than before. Progress, not perfection. Discipline, not pressure. 13. Understand the cycle. Motivation, action, discipline, motivation. Here's how it works. Motivation gets you started. It's that spark of excitement when you set a new goal. Action creates momentum. When you take a step, even a small one, you build energy. Discipline keeps you consistent. Even when motivation fades, discipline carries you forward. Results boost motivation. When you start seeing progress, you feel inspired to keep going. It's a cycle. One fuels the other. You don't need to feel motivated all the time. You just need to start. Action leads to motivation, not the other way around. 14. Use motivation to set your vision. Motivation is emotional fuel. It comes from a goal that excites you, a dream that lights you up, a vision of who you want to become. So use motivation intentionally. Don't just wait for it, create it. Write down your why. Visualize your dream life every morning. Surround yourself with uplifting content, videos, books, quotes. Let motivation give you direction, but don't rely on it alone. 15. Use discipline to build the bridge. Discipline is the vehicle that gets you there. If motivation is the engine, discipline is the wheels. It's what moves the dream into reality. Discipline shows up when you don't feel like it, when the goal feels far away, when you're tired, distracted, or bored. That's when discipline whispers, just do today. Show up anyway. The goal is worth it. When you use motivation to see the big picture and discipline to work on the small picture, you win both ways. 16. Stack habits with emotion and structure. Here's a powerful trick. Attach emotion to the goal, motivation. Attach routine to the process, discipline. For example, you want to get fit because you want energy and confidence, emotion. So you create a workout habit every morning at 7 a.m., structure. That's the formula. Emotion plus structure equals consistency. When you feel connected to the why and committed to the when, habits stick. You stay consistent, and that builds long-term success. 17. Recognize the seasons. Motivation will come and go. Let's be honest, you won't feel motivated every day. Even the most successful people don't. But that's okay, because discipline steps in when motivation takes a break. You don't quit because you're tired. You rest, then you return. You don't stop because you failed. You learn, then you adjust. Motivation will return. And when it does, you'll be ready for it because your discipline kept you in the game. 18. The power of momentum. Once you combine discipline and motivation, you create momentum. Momentum is that magical feeling when things start to click. You feel good, you're getting results, and your habits start running on autopilot. That's when people say, you're so motivated, but really, you're just disciplined. And now, you're winning. 19. Be the person who doesn't quit. At the end of the day, the people who succeed are not always the most talented, the smartest, or the most motivated. They're the ones who keep showing up. They are motivated by their dreams. They are disciplined in their actions. They keep going. When it's hard, when it's boring, when it's slow, and that's who you can be. You already are. Final thoughts. So what's more important, motivation or discipline? Motivation gives you the spark. Discipline keeps the fire burning. Together, they're unstoppable. Let your dreams inspire you. Let your habits carry you. And let your results fuel you again and again. Final challenge. Write down your dream, what motivates you. Write down the small daily action, the discipline that will move you forward. Start today. Keep going tomorrow. Show up even when it's tough. This is your winning formula. Motivation plus discipline equals success.